It's down the road we go. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Third day of July 2018. We have safely arrived on the air here from Studio 7 in downtown Wenatchee. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Happy third day of July. Dan Kuntz, your host. Steve Hare, our news director. Kat in control. And if you live in a fairly wide swath of Wenatchee, you are waking up this morning with blinking 12s all over your house.
Check your clock.
At least I did.
Yeah.
Big power outage last night.
Yeah, it kind of came and went, actually.
Didn't last for
about an hour long, but pretty extensive.
Pretty extensive, yeah. Where I lived and where our studios are, we lost power. It was gone. It was Steve will give you the specifics when we get to the news, but it was big. It was a big chunk of
2,700 customers were knocked off the grid last night. So everything's back to normal now, but again, you may want to check your clock when you wake up this morning.
Steve and I get pinged by Rivercom. The outage was 1:37, is that right? Or
around 1:30, yeah.
1:30 was when the power went out.
1:27, actually.
1:27. Okay.
Yeah.
And we get pinged if something goes cattywampus out there from Rivercom, if it's something that a lot of people need to know about fairly urgently. Well, it was 2:01 when we got pinged.
Yeah, we were spilling out of bed at about 2 in the morning, and you actually ran outdoors, didn't you?
Yeah, I came outside. It was when you get pinged at 2 in the morning, it wakes you up. It takes a little while to comprehend what.
It's like the reverse 911 situation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the ping from Rivercom, the text that we got was related to traffic lights, because most of South Wenatchee had no power, which means no traffic lights, which means it's a controlled four-way intersection. You have to stop and go through, and they said that's what we want people to know about. You know, that's the rule when the stoplights aren't working. And then at the very end, almost as an afterthought, she goes, oh yeah, it's 5th to Spokane and to the river and to Okanagan. Went, well, that's pretty big. And I kind of sort of waked up a little bit, and then I realized I don't have any power at my house. So I got up and threw on a bathrobe, and I went out to the front porch, and I just live not too far from the studio. And I walked out on the Chelan, and there was no lights anywhere.
And stars?
And you could see the stars. Because we have light pollution now. We didn't have that when I was growing up. You could, on a nice warm summer evening, you could, lay in your sleeping bag in the middle of the night and stare at the stars,
back
in
in the 40s,
yard.
It was really neat, wasn't it?
Yeah, back in the 40s, by golly. Sound like an old timer. But we've had in the valley, as the valley continues to grow, we now have pretty good light pollution. If you live anywhere in the Wenatchee, East Wenatchee area, you really can't see the stars really much anymore. But you could last night, and it was neat. Yeah. It was really neat, and I kind of enjoyed that. And then I couldn't get back to bed, and neither did Steve. So Steve and I have been up since 2 in the morning, so we might be a little punky. Anyway, everything's back to normal. Everything's cool. Power's back on. We're back on. This building has a generator, has redundancy, so as soon as the power goes out, we can kick back on and keep going, as does Rivercom, who lives right across the street.
Everything's back to normal.
Everything's back to normal, except now I have to go, let's see, the oven, the microwave, the coffee maker, and I got to do all that stuff. 12, 12, 12, 12.
As long as my programs got recorded, I'm okay.
Yeah, you're fine with that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. What do we got for you? We got sports. Apple Sox start the second half of the season on a victorious note. Great day for the Mariners yesterday. They got the day off. They didn't play.
Well, I'll tell you what, they had an extensive road trip there. They deserved a day off.
Yeah, they deserved a day off. And now they're back at it. They got the Angels in town. We'll preview the Mariners. We got the obscure holiday today in history, birthdays. Everybody is entitled to Mike Magnotti's opinion. And yesterday morning, Shiloh Shower, one of the committee members for the Let's Have a Blast 4th of July Independence Day celebration tomorrow at Sean PUD's Walla Walla Point Park, came in and taped an interview, our last interview, before we get busy with America's 242nd birthday tomorrow. So my conversation with Shiloh will be on in the second half of the show. You got a bunch of news.
You also were visiting the Douglas County Fire District 2 headquarters yesterday for a little demonstration on safe and sane fireworks, huh?
Kurt Blanchard, he's a great guy, by the way. I like him, real personable.
Fire marshal for Douglas County.
And the conversation was over. We were packing up the gear, and I turned to Kurt, and I said, you look a lot like Thurman Munson. And he does. I'm a big Yankee fan, as you well know, and Thurman was one of my favorite players growing up. And he bears a startling resemblance to Thurman Munson. Yeah. And there was a couple of times when I'm interviewing
big burly guy.
Yeah. And, he's a handsome guy, Kurt is, strapping dude, But when I was doing the interview with Kurt, I said, I feel like I'm interviewing Thurman Munson. It's like a dream come true. Anyway, that was cool. We'll talk about safe and sane fireworks. Thank you for mentioning that. They rolled out 4 calls yesterday for fireworks. Law enforcement did. You can't do that yet. Well, you can't do it in most of the places that were watching us, except in incorporated East Wenatchee in the city limits. But you can't set them off yet either.
No.
Even where it's legal, you can't do it yet.
There's a window of opportunity there.
So, and I think Kurt will mention that in our interview as well.
Yeah.
So,
good deal.
good deal. One more programming reminder, if you can't make it to Chelan PUD's Walla Walla Point Park tomorrow for the actual fireworks in person, you can watch it here on television. We'll have Coho Radio's feed of the Wenatchee Valley Symphony Orchestra, and we'll patch that into our video feed, and we'll be on the roof of the Town Toyota Center photographing and showing the fireworks live. We'll take to the air about 9:30 tomorrow night.
Correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm sure you will, but it occurs to me, doesn't the Apple Sox also have a display?
That's tonight.
That's tonight, isn't it?
Tonight, yep.
So your neighbors around Paul Thomas Senior Field, don't worry.
And
this is only a test.
I think it's the same company. I think it's the same gal.
Yeah.
I think Kylie is the one who does both of them.
Yeah.
But that's
last year it set off the alarms, I guess. Rivercom got a lot of calls.
Yeah, like car alarms went off.
Going off.
Yeah, because the concussions will do that.
Sure they do.
Absolutely they will. So yeah, fireworks tonight for the Apple Sox, game 2 against the Pippins, and then the big show tomorrow night. You ready to go around the valley?
I can't wait to
Let's
see
do
what
it.
it looks like.
It's our morning tour of high-definition cameras scattered all over north central Washington, and we start out with the cross camera at the tip of Wenatchee Heights. That's pretty much the same as yesterday's views. Oh, you see that bird?
It was a moth.
That was a bird, I think. So there you go.
Mothra.
There's the Mothra. Oh my. Mothra versus Godzilla right after this program. That's a good-looking view of the valley. You'll notice there's quite a bit of clouds. They kind of came in yesterday. They hang around overnight tonight, but they're not going to be here much longer. In fact, we have a really nice forecast, and we're done with the wind.
Oh,
we're done with it. If the National Weather Service's forecast holds true, we are done with the wind for
Although
quite
I'm
some
looking
time.
a little ripply water there on the river right now, so a little breezy, but not bad.
Usually if it's really breezy, that camera will shake, but it's not shaking. I think we're okay.
Or it might just be current from the...
It could be current as well. So good morning, Wenatchee Valley. Thanks for starting your day with us. Camera 2, as chosen by Kat, our producer, director extraordinaire, says, let's make a visit to Hose. No, it's not Hose. That's the Waterville camera, isn't it, Kat? Yep.
Looking down on Aniat, or what?
Looking down on Aniat, yes. You can see where the Aniat River empties into the mighty Columbia. You can
at this point, I'm looking up the Aniat River there, about 17 miles up the road there, and that's where the fire's burning right now, and I don't see any smoke at this point, but hopefully this calmer weather conditions will allow them to get that under control. At last report, it was about 10% of the stormy fire, so we'll have more on that coming up in a few minutes as well.
Good morning, Aniat. It's a beautiful day. The gateway to recreation.
Yes.
Yes. The old sign said, on your way to Chelan, stop and go to the bathroom here. I think the gateway to recreation is better. Camera 3, we say good morning to Turtle Rock from the Arundel Rock camera, looking back towards the valley. I see some fishermen out there, Steve. Is that fishermen or is that
I'm not sure.
I want to say that's fishermen.
Maybe it's Nessie.
We don't have a Loch Ness Monster around here. Maybe we should. I believe that's a couple of guys out there seeing if they can catch some breakfast.
There's a monster turtle there, though, I see.
Yeah, well, it's Turtle Rock.
That's Turtle Rock.
Good morning, Turtle Rock. Thanks for joining us. We're huge. A big show in Turtle Rock. Big ratings there. Camera 4. Slow dissolve to Billy Goat. Phenomenal view there.
Wow.
You can see Alta Lake to your lower right-hand corner. You can see the Alta Lake Golf Course. Wow, great view. Phenomenal view. That camera, by the way, is about 7,000 feet above sea level. It's the highest camera that we have. Yeah, it's way up there. Which reminds me, if you live in that general area and you can see the top of Billy Goat, that means you can get Sky-Fi, high-speed wireless internet. That's how it works. You can get a 100 meg internet without having fiber run to your home.
Now, straight ahead, is that Alta Golf Course down there?
Yep, the Alta Lake Golf Course is pretty much right in the middle of your screen. I have 3-putted that fine golf course on many occasions. You can see Pateros. You can see Alta Lake itself, obviously, right there to the right.
And the Methow River?
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Gorgeous views. Good job, Kat.
Hey, wonderful.
I like her a lot. 9:37, let's do your weather forecast from the National Weather Service. Your top story today, no wind.
Yay.
None whatsoever. And we're going to warm up a little bit, finally. That high today was 78, still below normal, or normal high for this date would be 83. Yesterday's high, 71.
Wow.
That was it. It was a cool day yesterday. So lots of sunshine today. As far as the wind, not much. Northwest 5 to 9 miles an hour. The clouds will begin to exit as the day progresses. By early afternoon, we'll have nothing but sunshine. Clear tonight, 56 for the overnight low. For Independence Day, which is the 4th of July. I like that, how that works together, how the two of them are on the same day. That's good timing there. Partly sunny and a high of 83 and no wind at all. Now, of course, if there's wind Wednesday night, they can't shoot off the fireworks. No wind at all tomorrow night. It looks good. By the time the fireworks go off, just a heads up, if you're going to be outside, might be a little on the chilly side. It'll be about 65 or 66 at 10 o'clock tomorrow night when the fireworks show begins. Just a little heads up there if you're going to be outside. No wind at all on Wednesday night. Sunshine Thursday, 92, warmest day of the year so far is on tap for us on Thursday. Remember, we've only hit 90 degrees one time this year. That's all. And then we cool back down a little bit, but still quite a bit of sunshine. Not a bad weather forecast. And to be honest with you, Steve, and I'm going to be honest with everybody right now, I'm tired of the wind. I'm just tired of it. Enough, you know.
You live in the wrong place now.
Well, I don't remember it being this windy this long into the year. You know, usually we're done with the wind by now.
Yeah.
And we have long stretches of sunny and hot weather, but it's been unseasonably breezy, for lack of a better term, for forever, it seems like.
Well, as you recall, Sleepy Hollow fire just last year, and we had the winds that were fanning that out of control.
Well, yeah, that was actually 3 years ago. But
I beg your pardon.
The big difference is the high temperature the day that started on that Sunday was 105 degrees too.
That made a big difference.
It was 105 degrees on that Sunday when the Sleepy Hollow fire started. That's hot. 11 minutes after the hour. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, Steve Hare has the news. We want to welcome a brand new sponsor to this program, Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, brought to you by our friends at Cascade Medical Center. Train with a physical therapist who loves the outdoors as much as you do. Cascade Medical, partners in your health.
The physical therapists at Cascade Medical love the outdoors as much as you do. But sometimes where there's love, there's also pain. Let us help you get back to the activities that you love. Cascade Medical, partners in your health.
RLS Productions presents Concerts in the Gardens held at Omi Gardens this coming summer, featuring the Infinity Project, a Journey tribute band, Too Slim and the Tail Draggers, the Wenatchee Swingin' Big Band, the Peter Rivera Band, and Invisible Touch, a Phil Collins tribute band. The objectives of the series are to increase midweek tourism to the Wenatchee Valley, the development of a world-class series overlooking the Wenatchee Valley, along with awarding annual scholarships to Wenatchee Valley College students. RLS Productions would like to thank their supporters and volunteers for helping make this all possible.
And now it's time for your local news update with Steve Hare.
Good morning and welcome to this Tuesday, July 3rd. Here's some of the stories we're following around north central Washington this morning. First of all, a big boom. Then the lights went out. Those were some of the Facebook post descriptions this morning as Wenatchee area residents describing an electrical outage that knocked about 2,700 Chelan County PUD customers off the grid overnight. Starting around 1:30 this morning, power was out from Spokane Street on the south to about 5th Street on the north and from the river to about Okanagan Street on the west. A fairly large area that was affected. Traffic signals in the area were knocked out of service, triggering an emergency alert from Rivercom Emergency Dispatch. The PUD says power was restored in about an hour. No information on what caused that outage at this point, but you may want to check your clocks when you're getting up this morning. Also, the Stormy Creek fire near Entiat has now burned over 80 acres. It's officially now 10% contained. The fire started around 3:30 in the afternoon Sunday on the west side of the Entiat River, about 17 miles up the road from US 97A. It's near Stormy Creek and actually burning in an area that burned back in the mid-90s in the Tyee Ridge area. Fires under the management of a joint command comprised of local, state Department of Natural Resources and the U.S. Forest Service. About 100 firefighters on scene, including 20 person hand crews. They also have up to 5 helicopters working that fire. 2 additional hand crews have been ordered up, and the wind yesterday continued to be a major concern, along with an expected warming trend in the next few days. But at this point, again, that fire, we're lucky at this point early in the fire season to have so many resources available to us. So that's a positive aspect of this firefight, to have that many aircraft in the air in support of the crews on the ground. All level 2 evacuations have been downgraded on the fire to level 1, and that is for 12 homes in the Riverwood development, including Coyote Falls and Kelsey Lane. Again, level 1 evacuation notices are in place for about 50 to 60 homes on both sides of Eniat River Road, starting at milepost 20 at Tye Ranch and extending up to Potato Creek Road. We'll have more on that fire for you later with Grant Olson on the 5 o'clock news. And we'll keep you updated on what's happening there on our Facebook page as well. A recent multi-agency law enforcement operation results in the arrest of 62 violent offenders in Chelan, Douglas, and Grant counties. The 10-day effort, called Operation Hopscotch, involved the U.S. Marshal's Office, the U.S. Border Patrol, and county law enforcement. They seized about 180 grams of methamphetamine, $2,000 in counterfeit currency. 21 suspected felons were arrested in Grant County, 22 in Douglas, 19 in Chelan County, all on warrants. Operation Hopscotch also led to the apprehension of fugitives based on warrants issued from California and Idaho, as well as the arrest of offenders located in Arizona and Texas. Douglas County Sheriff's Office was able to host the U.S. Marshals at the recently completed evidence storage building in East Wenatchee during both the Douglas County and Chelan County phases of that operation. Also in the news this morning, coming up this weekend, the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society offering low-cost, or actually no-cost, rabies vaccine for area pets. Vaccine clinic is this Saturday, July 7th, from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Space limited. Vaccinations are available on a first-come, first-served basis. Cost would be $10 per rabies vaccination for the first pet, $5 for each one thereafter. So actually low-cost rabies clinic there. Also today, fireworks can be legally purchased here in the Wenatchee area. That doesn't mean that you can legally set them off. NCW Live's Dan Coates talked with Douglas County Fire Marshal Kurt Blanchard about the dangers of all kinds of fireworks, including safe and sane, in a special interview from District 2 headquarters yesterday.
We're outside the headquarters of Douglas County Fire District number 2 in beautiful East Wenatchee, and to my immediate right is the Assistant Fire Chief and the Fire Marshal for this particular neck of the woods. I'm talking, of course, about Kurt Blanchard. And Kurt, we're going to do a little demonstration today. What are our viewers about ready to see?
Well, what we're looking at today is the ignitability potential for light fuels. We have 4th of July coming up, and everyone's excited to launch off their fireworks. What I want to show people is just the inherent dangers that come with lighting off fireworks when you're surrounded by light fuels, and just how easy it is to light these grasses off. These grasses are the primary carrier fuels for us that start the ignition process, and with these winds and dry conditions in July, of course, we know that we're prone to wildfires in this area. So we're urging people to be real careful, and we're going to do an active demonstration today illustrating just why you need to be so careful.
Now, in Chelan County, in its entirety, either unincorporated or incorporated cities, fireworks are just banned, safe and sane or whatever. Douglas County is different, though. You have some jurisdictions where it is legal to set off safe and sane fireworks, correct? That's
correct, and you need to check with your local authorities and make sure that it is allowed. Some incorporations have banned it. We have allowed people to light off fireworks here in East Wenatchee with hopes that folks get it out of their system here where it's at least manageable and safe with all the roads that we have, and not in the county areas where, of course, it's banned. Fireworks stands will be selling fireworks up until, of course, 4th of July at 9 o'clock p.m. So make sure that you get your fireworks purchased prior to that. And also realize that fireworks cannot be ignited during the day until 1 o'clock p.m. And of course, you can light those off until midnight, or actually, correction, 11:59 on the 4th of July. So this is just some standard cheatgrass that I pulled out of a ditch, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to take a standard fuse, I'm going to light it, and we'll just see how well this fuel ignites and carries fire. There's a slight wind, simulating normal conditions. So I'm going to lay this fuse in here, It doesn't take much to ignite these grasses. You can see it's already starting to char, and that's all we need. Once you've started that little char, wind will then propagate the fire and the fuel. And you can see there's actually red embers starting here. And keep in mind, this is early in the morning. These fuels are like sponges, and they absorb the atmospheric moisture, the relative humidity. Relative humidity is up right now, and so this grass didn't carry the fire right off the bat. It did ignite, however. In the afternoon, we'll definitely see fire propagate through these fuels. And like I said, it doesn't take much. And this is just, keep in mind, a fuse.
Yeah, fireworks burn hotter than a fuse, do they not?
Absolutely. I mean, sparklers and other effects can be in excess of a couple thousand degrees. And so people need to be mindful of that.
Just a little side note here. Back last year, 63 wildland fires accounted for 76% of all fireworks-related fires, according to the State Fire Marshal's office. And that resulted in over $8,600 of loss and damages. That was last year alone. Hey, operating one of Washington State's most iconic botanical gardens is no walk in the park. It takes a lot of sweat, a lot of patience as well. Well, Mike Short has been doing it now for 24 years. He's now officially retired. Monday was newly hired OMI Gardens Director Nina Howell's first day on the job. She and Short took some time out to talk to me about that transition yesterday.
Obviously, maintaining a park of this size, plus trying to develop a marketing strategy, is a pretty large undertaking.
It became too much. Yeah, it's long hours, but it's something you have to enjoy. So it's a lifestyle job versus an 8 to 5.
So now you can retire and enjoy some of the park settings here.
Yeah, I came to Chelan County to enjoy all the recreational opportunities that it has, and now I'm going to have a chance to do that. So.
Fantastic. Well, thanks a lot for your service.
You bet.
You
Thanks.
betcha. Let's turn now to Nina Howell, our new Director of Marketing here at OMI Gardens, and boy, oh boy, you must be excited.
I am absolutely just thrilled. Gardening is in my DNA. I was born this way, and so this is just the most perfect opportunity for me in a lifetime. So.
Well, obviously this is a successful venue in its own right, but
Yes.
What are your ideas for maybe spurring more interest?
Yeah. So, I mean, we have done a beautiful job of stewardship over this last 24 years, but now's the time to go out to the community and talk to our community leaders and ask them, what do we want to see for OMI Gardens over the next 5-10 years? What type of innovations that will lead the way, that will provide value to the people in both our valley and our surrounding valley as well, in Leavenworth and Lake Chelan. But also, what is it going to take to make this a Pacific Northwest acclaimed destination? And that's the bar. When you think of Wenatchee, when you think of Central Washington, one of the first things that we're going to think about is OMI Gardens. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm excited to take some of those first steps.
And again, Howell says she plans to meet with a variety of groups and stakeholders over the course of the next few weeks to start a long-term strategic plan for OMI Gardens, and that could also lead to possible future park development and new features. So we'll track that for you. And of course, if you want more information, you can always contact OMI Gardens directly or the Chelan County Commissioners. From all indications, it looks like it's going to be a bounty of fresh, locally grown fruit and vegetables this season, judging from what we saw and sampled at Saturday's Pybus Farmers Market. NCW Live cameras were there, and we captured some of that activity yesterday, or on Saturday rather. Standing here right now with Monty Bickford at Bickford Farms. You're located in Yolanda.
We live in Orondo and have an orchard there and also one in Malaga.
Great. So tell us about the crop this year. How'd it come out?
Well, it's really good year for cherries. Set just about right. Some light, some heavy, but on average really good.
What varieties do you grow?
We have 10 varieties.
10 varieties.
You start with early Rainiers and Santinas, and move into Bings, and Brooks, and Index, and Cavaliers. We just have all kinds of cherries.
How long have you been growing cherries?
Oh, for 30 years.
30 years. What's the secret to growing a perfect cherry?
Well, the secret is just be lucky.
It's a crapshoot, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It's all dependent
Some years
on
it rains, and some years it doesn't.
Did you dodge at the bullet this year?
We did.
Yeah.
We had a little tiny bit, not bad.
Great. Well, good luck to you, and hope you have a great farmers market season this year.
And thank you.
You betcha. Thanks.
I'm Patty. This is Bee. She's the owner of Bumblebee's Garden. We grow our flowers up locally up in Iniat. Our season starts from May to October for 6 months. It's been great. It's been kind of slow. The weather's been kind of cold up there actually. So we're just hoping for some more sunshine. You can get a hold of us on Facebook. We have a Facebook account, or you can visit us on www.bumblebeesgarden.com, or you can come and visit us at the Wenatchee Farmers Market every Saturday.
Hi, my name is Danielle. We're from Storino Farms in Puyallup, Washington. Today we have raspberries, golden raspberries, blackberries, tayberries, and 3 different kinds of currants.
Oh, those are good. I got some a couple weeks ago at Costco, and I made a pie, and I was all ready, and there was no taste.
No taste. Yeah.
Absolutely no taste. Can I have another one?
Absolutely.
I lost all my objectivity there.
It's easy to do.
Oh yeah. I came home with a little bit of produce and some cherries. So, hey, man, I'll tell you, that's a nice little farmers market we have here in the Wenatchee Valley. We strongly urge you to go out and support those little mom and pop farms that we have here.
Great variety.
They're rare.
And not just produce, as you saw the ladies selling the flowers and things like that. There's knickknacks and paddywhacks. You can give the dog a bone. It's a cool place to just kind of hang out and people watch. And
that lady was right, though. Those berries were sweet.
yeah, they look good. They look really good.
It's going to be a good year, folks.
Yeah. Especially for the cherries. I'm told you're going to just high quality stuff. Good stuff for the cherries. So
we dodged a bullet this year, I think.
Yeah, I think we did.
No real storm activity to hamper the fruit, so cosmetically it all looks really good.
So it's a good year for cherry growers. We love that. It's 28 minutes after the hour. Overcast right now and 59 degrees, but the clouds will be departing, and we'll have quite a bit of sunshine today with a high of 78, and then lower 80s for Independence Day. Partly cloudy sky, partly sunny, partly cloudy for Independence Day. No wind at all. Looks like the fireworks are going to be a go for tonight for Paul Thomas Senior Field after the Apple Sox game, and certainly tomorrow at Chelan PUD's Walla Walla Point Park. Looking forward to that. We also look forward to the news. We're going to put it all together for you for a nice tidy little package. So if you're out and about and you want to find out what exactly happened in the course of this Tuesday, we invite you to tune in at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. The news with Grant Olson. I'm handling sports because Eric Granstrom is on assignment. I hope he's enjoying his assignment. And we look forward to it. You can also watch it on demand on our website late in the afternoon, early in the evening, and we also put it up on our Facebook page. So however you choose to consume your news from this fine television station, we made that available to you, and you are a big part of our team, aren't you, Steve?
That's right. You can help us feed the news beast here at NCW Life. We're always looking for ideas on news stories or something, if you have an event or a program you want us to cover. Contact us on our website at ncwlife.com. A little tab at the top of the page. Just click the one that says Contact Us or News Tips. That's a good way. Also on our social media through Facebook and Twitter. Always you can contact us by email, news@ncwlife.com. And for breaking news, call the hotline, 888-6295. That's 888-NCWL.
Getting back to that fire up in Aniat, that footage that you saw was taken by a viewer on their smartphone.
They shared that with us. Mark Sullivan was his name. Thank you, Mark.
Yeah, I mean, if you're out and about and you see something happening, you know, pull over to the side of
There he goes. See, you can't give him anything nice.
Pull over to the side of the road and
Breaking
safely
it.
take some video. Well, I have an otter box on that thing. 30 minutes after the hour.
Live TV, welcome.
When we come back, sports. Nice victorious start to the Apple Sox second half of the campaign. We'll preview the Mariners. We have the obscure holiday, birthdays, today in history. Everyone is entitled to my Nani's opinion and my interview with Shadow Shower. Still to come your way between now and 8 o'clock. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, live from Studio 4 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Live channel.
I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCW Life channel.
I'm Eric Grandstrom with NCW Life Sports.
I'm NCW Life News Director Steve Hare.
Catch us on LocalTel Channel 12.
You can watch us on Charter Channel 19 or stream us live on ncwlife.com.
Follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook.
Where we cover the local high schools, the Wenatchee Wild, and the pro teams out of Seattle.
On Saturday, we have a 90% chance of rain.
Catch it all right here on the NCW Life channel.
This is the NCW Life Community Calendar brought to you by LocalTel. The Icicle Creek Chamber Music Festival is Friday, July 6th and Saturday, July 7th at the Canyon Run Recital Hall in Leavenworth. Head to icicle.org for tickets and additional performance dates. Nutcracker Day is Saturday at the Leavenworth Nutcracker Museum from 11 to 4. Learn about the history of nutcrackers, and the kids can even make their own. For more information and other community events, visit ncwlife.com.
And welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz, your host. Thanks for starting your Tuesday with us. Let's take a look at sports. The second half of the WCL regular season began last night, and for the Wenatchee Apple Sox, a winning note. They knocked off the Yakima Valley Pippins, the final 4-0 at Paul Thomas Senior Field. Curtis Baffis tossing 6 scoreless innings to earn the victory. Troy Stainbook tossed the final 3 innings. He picks up the save. The two combined to strike out 14 Pippins. So after shutting out the Northwest Star Academy in a non-league game on Saturday, make 2 shutouts in a row for the Wenatchee Apple Sox in their 3rd shutout of the 2018 season. All the scoring came in the first inning. That's right, they came ready to rake the baseball, and they did. 1 out, Mason Mareko walked, and then Johnny Sage had a base hit. That put the runners at first and second. Then Connor McCord had a base hit to left field. That drove in Marenko and made it 1-0 Apple Sox. Jacob Prater was hit by a pitch, and then Corey Meyer hit a 2-run base hit to left, and then Jake Taylor's at bat, a wild pitch, scored Prater 4 runs. That's all they needed. Sox go for the series win tonight. Pippins again in town, 7:05 first pitch. And of course, after the game, as we mentioned before, there will be a fireworks show, and it looks like Mother Nature will cooperate. Well, they had a day off on Monday. The Mariners welcomed the Angels to town, the 4th place Angels. At Safeco Field, the first of 3 games tonight. Seattle has the longest current winning streak in Major League Baseball. They've won 7 in a row after they beat the Royals 1-0 on Sunday. And their .635 winning percentage is 4th best in all of baseball, behind only the Astros, the Red Sox, and the Yankees. Tonight is a rematch of a game that was held back on June 11th. Andrew Heaney will start for L.A. Matt LeBlanc goes for the M's. LeBlanc has given up 10 runs on 18 hits in 10 1/3 innings over his last 2 starts. So he may be undefeated at 3-0, but Mr. LeBlanc has not been pitching very well. 7:10 first pitch at the safe. It is time for the obscure holiday of the day today, and today is International Plastic-Free Bag Day. That graphic that you see is 100% true. You use a plastic bag that you get from the grocery store for about 12 minutes, and then you're done with it forever, and then it takes 1,000 years to break down. So ditch the plastic bag. Say no, use the cloth bags. When this first started to become a thing, I don't know, 10, 12 years ago, I was kind of skeptical. People like them and they're comfortable with them. But every time I go to the grocery store now, it doesn't matter if it's a small little store or a major store, people are walking in with their cloth bags and they're leaving them at the counter and they're using cloth bags, and I need to do that. I am not good at that. 75% of all the litter floating around in the oceans is plastic, because plastic doesn't break down. Make a commitment. Ditch the plastic bags once and for all. At least go with paper. Better yet, go with the cloth bags, all right? Make a point of doing it today. 34 minutes after the hour. Today in history. It is June 3rd, 264 years ago. Even though he fathered a country, even George Washington has his occasional bad day. During the French and Indian War, George Washington had to surrender Fort Necessity to the French. It was the only time in George Washington's military career that he had to surrender. But he got better because exactly 21 years after this surrender of Fort Necessity on June 3rd, 1775, George got the big gig. During the American Revolutionary War, George Washington was given command of the entire Continental Army at Cambridge, Massachusetts. That is the only known photograph of that historic event. George Washington took control of the Army on this date 243 years ago. Good job, George. Nicely done. June 3rd, 1863. Boy, you got a lot of war going on today. It was 155 years ago that the final day of the Battle of Gettysburg culminated with Pickett's charge. It is the most costly and deadliest battle in American history. Between 46,000 and 51,000 casualties, both armies combined, in the three-day Battle of Gettysburg, which wrapped up on this date, June 3rd, 1863. And happy birthday to Idaho. There's Idaho. Idaho was 128 years old today, looking pretty good. Idaho was admitted as the 43rd state of the Union on this date, June 3rd, 1890. Their motto in Latin, Esto Patero, which is Latin for let it be perpetual. Okay, and yes, it's absolutely true. 1/3 of all the nation's potatoes are grown in Idaho. And the Idaho state song, Here We Have Idaho. They should probably reconsider that. 36 minutes after the hour, birthdays for this July 3rd. Tom Cruise, the American actor, is 56 years old today. Everybody remembers him, of course, as Maverick in Top Gun and the Mission Impossible series, Rain Man. He's kind of done it all. For quite some time, he was the highest paid actor in Hollywood for like 7 or 8 years in a row. Tom Cruise, the American actor and producer, is 56 years old today. Yeardley Smith, you might not recognize the name, but you recognize the voice. She is the voice of Lisa Simpson on The Simpsons. Lisa Simpson is 54 years old today, but she looks about 8. Yeardley Smith, the great actress and voice actress. She does a lot of stuff, not just Lisa Simpson. She's 54 years old today. And Julian Assange, there he is, the publisher, activist, the founder of WikiLeaks. He's 47 years old today. Once again, he is celebrating his birthday at the Embassy of Ecuador in London. That's where he's been living for a long time now. He can leave. He can walk right out the door if you want. Of course, he's living in an embassy, so that is it's territory of Ecuador. It doesn't belong to Great Britain. It's Ecuadorian territory, and that's why he can stay there. But if he walks out the door onto the streets of London, he can be arrested for breaching his bail conditions. So he just sits there, probably getting stir crazy by now. He's 47 today. 37 minutes after they are, everybody is entitled to Mike Magnotti's opinion. And then my interview with Shiloh Showers, we're getting ready for the big party tomorrow at Chelan PUD's Walla Walla Plain Park. That's still to come between now and 8 o'clock. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley from Studio 7 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Live channel.
I have a doctor who knows what they're talking about.
It's just so much more hands-on and friendly than anywhere else I've ever been.
It's really great to walk into somewhere where you feel welcomed and you feel accepted.
We've just been grateful for the care and respect that we've been given there.
And here when I come to visit my doctor, I'm not afraid to ask questions.
It's not just about getting you in and out.
I love my care at CVCH. It's awesome. Give it a try.
This is State Representative Kerry Condata inviting you to watch our new and improved 12th District 2.0 show. Now featuring more information on federal, state, and local issues in a leaner, faster format. Guest hosts John Wise and Shiloh Shower bring it all home with yours truly, Kerry Condata. Why do we call it 2.0? Because just like me, it's the stronger, faster, and lighter version of today's politics. Also available on demand at ncwlife.com.
It's the 39th annual Lake Chelan 4th of July fireworks show over Manson Bay, presented by Town Toyota Center. Bring the whole family to Manson for a day at the beach. Great food, wines, ciders, and brews. Then live music from the Lake Boys at 7. And the Northwest premier 4th of July celebration begins at 10:15. The 39th annual Lake Chelan 4th of July fireworks show over Manson Bay, presented by Town Toyota Center. Celebrating 10 years and giving back to your community. And WashingtonsPlayground.com. There really is more to Manson.
Wenatchee Valley College is now offering 4-year degrees. The need for engineering technologists is rapidly growing, and the new Bachelor of Applied Science in Engineering Technology is designed to meet the needs of local employers. Students with an associate degree can complete the program in only 2 or 3 years. The program is accepting just 20 students for fall quarter. Apply now at wvc.edu/engineeringtech.
Hi, Justin here, owner of Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere. Club Crow is your place for famous blues, brews, and barbecue. We are your one-stop bar and grill, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. Looking for a fun night out? Join us at Club Crow Saturday nights. We have live bands to rock the night away. Club Crow is bringing comedy to Cashmere. Check out our Facebook page for upcoming dates. Live jam session first Sunday of every month. Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere, the coolest place in town.
Oh, hey, Nate. What you doing there?
I'm just reading a book.
A book? I didn't even know they made those anymore. Where'd you get it?
Right down the street at Yield Bookshop.
Yield Bookshop? I'm gonna go check it out.
If you're looking for a good book to read, or you're in the market for some beautiful handcrafted creations from local artisans, look no further than Yield Bookshop right in the heart of downtown Wenatchee.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, did you ever notice that hearing loss is the only physical disability which the person who is suffering from hearing loss is blamed and yelled at because of this disability? Now, think about it. Who shows disrespect to a blind person because they can't see? Who disdains the physical shortcoming of an amputee? Do we blame a person who is paralyzed from the waist down for being in a wheelchair? No, of course not. But just wait. Just wait until somebody's hearing starts to go. And brother, oh, is that different? If you have to say what, come again, or huh, because you don't hear something, people get mad at you. Now, how much sense does that make? So, my hearing's going, and my family's insisting I get hearing aids. Ain't gonna do it. And you know why? Because I've already heard enough. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
Vominos junk haulers are pleased to announce they've added moving services to their list of ways to make your life easier. Vominos Moving Service. No move is too big or small. In fact, Vominos does it all. Vominos employees are experienced at moving your home, office, business, and storage. They'll carefully load and unload your belongings. And for the do-it-yourselfers, Vominos also rents trucks and cargo trailers. Call Vominos Junk Haulers and Moving Service today to schedule your free estimate.
Boating is a great way to bring family and friends together. At Bob File Boats and Motors, they have the boats for any lifestyle: fishing, wakeboarding, or just relaxing on the water. Buying a new boat is more affordable than you might think at Bob File Boats and Motors. Online at bobfile.com or on Sunset Highway in East Wenatchee.
Bob File Boats and Motors. We're dealing. Bob File's gonna make you smile.
We're here to celebrate every season with award-winning dining, full-service spa, and 170 waterfront guest rooms. Come experience our tradition of hospitality at Campbell's Resort on Lake Chelan.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you get 35 years of experience and customer service in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's friendly staff strongly believe in repairing before replacing and service all major brands of HVAC units. Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning is your local, independent, trained comfort specialists, proudly serving all of North Central Washington. Call 884-6444 today.
And welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. In the interest of full disclosure, the vast majority of the interviews conducted on this program are done live in our studio here in beautiful downtown Wenatchee. But every once in a while, we have to pre-tape the interviews simply because my guests go, you have to be 6:45 in the morning. Sometimes it just doesn't work for them. This is one of those examples because although my guest is Shiloh Shower, we all know Shiloh, we're taping this at Monday the 2nd at about 10 o'clock in the morning because we're real busy. And that's the only time we can get her in. Hi, Shiloh. It's good to see you again.
Thank you for having me back, Dan.
So here we go. This is it. The preparations have been made. The T's have been crossed. The I's have been dotted. Are we ready for a party on Wednesday?
I'm ready. I'm just hoping you all are going to show up. Come join us. And if you can't come join us, I'm hoping you're going to be watching Dan live that night here on NCW Life.
I'm secondary. I'm going to be there hosting from the roof of the Town Toyota Center. And by the way, thank you, Mark Miller and the crew at the Town Toyota Center for allowing us to take over their fine complex for the day. But it's about the fireworks. It all builds up to the fireworks. These we had a chance to go out and interview Kylie Boggs and her crew out on the spit. These people seem to know what they're doing.
They know what they're doing. This is the benefit of having a professional pyrotechnician. And a lot of folks, are disappointed they can't light off their personal fireworks this year here in Wenatchee, but there's a reason for that. We love our town. We love our nice greenish brown hills. We don't want them colored in orange. We don't want fires happening, and we are totally regulated by the fire marshal. And Kylie and her team spend hours and hours and hours not only preparing for this amazing show, but then getting it all set up and ready to go safely. So
and it's at Chelan PUD's Walla Walla Point Park, which is a spectacular venue. It can't get any better than that.
It can't, and if you haven't had the chance to come down in years, I just invite you to come join us. It takes my breath away whenever that first firework goes off and the symphony is playing. It's magical. It's magical to be there with your friends and your neighbors and just be up close and watching them overhead. It's something absolutely spectacular.
The Wenatchee Valley Symphony is sponsored, by the way, by the Wenatchee Valley Medical Group. They've been rehearsing. Nick Lee and the gang getting ready to go, and they're the culmination as they're live on the stage. You can also listen to it on our friends at Coho, and we'll be simulcasting that. But there's entertainment pretty much all day long. It begins on the stage for 3:45, and then pretty much constant all the way through to the end.
We do. We actually had another band come in, Hot Dog Kitty. Not heard Hot Dog Kitty, but they're coming in, I think, about 2:15, 2:30. Prior to that, if you are wanting to get your morning run in, you can do the 4th of July run down out of Pybus. If you are a veteran or someone in your family is a veteran, take it down to Pybus to the Cache Valley Bank Heroes Breakfast happens that morning. Or if you've got a real good, spitter on you, you can do the Cherry Pit Spit Contest. Say that 10 times fast, Dan.
Cherry.
No,
I can't do that.
I can't do it either. So there's things happening throughout the valley all day long, and then we kind of kick things off with a dunk tank. I think your brother's in the dunk tank at 2:30. You want to throw a softball at the mayor? You can do that.
I did that all the time when I was a kid.
So we have folks in the dunk tank all day. We thank Serve Wenatchee Valley for hosting that for us. We'll have Hello Hot Kitty, or Hello Hot Dog Kitty, I guess it is, sorry guys, on stage, and then all sorts of things happening from that point on.
There seems to be a lot more than there has been in years past. Dunk tank, boxed hockey, face painting, toys, there's food, and of course
the
for
circus.
the first circus, and a beer and wine garden.
Yes.
That's new.
That's new for us. We're so grateful for our friends at Confluence Rotary who are putting this on. They've got a great plan, some really good local beer that they'll be featuring, and with every glass of beer, you get a bottle of water. So we encourage you to stay hydrated that afternoon. But yeah, so they're going to kick off at 3. We'll have live entertainment, and they're going to do last call at 8, which will allow folks to finish up while Pre-Funk, who's our headliner band at 7 o'clock, goes until about 9:15 before the big show happens. And so it should be a fun day at the park.
And the weather's going to be perfect. Sunshine, lower 80s, light and variable wind. You remember how hot it was last year?
Yes, I do.
It was unbearably
The very
hot.
first year it was so hot, we ended up with folks in the back of the ambulance with heat strokes. So I'm glad that's not going to be
It's going to be very, very comfortable. Indeed. Special thanks to Salcedo Enterprises. They're the title sponsor.
Yes.
We want to thank Malachi and his crew.
Absolutely. They're going to be down there that day. They're going to take over Shelter 2 and have a company party, so we're excited about that. And we are just so grateful for all of the support from community members, small business, large corporations. This doesn't happen without you. It happens for you, but it wouldn't be possible without your contribution.
Speaking of that, since you're the fundraiser chairwoman of this fine organization, how are we doing for dough?
We're doing okay. I mean, we're going to be able to pay all the bills. details, this is the time that we ask folks to continue to put their contributions in because it gets us set up for the following year. We have to purchase the fireworks in January, and so we always try to go in with about $20,000 towards next year's festival so we can make sure those are covered. We get our spot in line and get the best deal possible. And so we're approaching that goal pretty closely. So if you haven't already sent in your donation, you can do that either by visiting the website, WenatcheeValley4th.com. There's a great Donate to the Cause button right there on the homepage. Or you can just mail a check to the Community Foundation in North Central Washington and put 4th of July in the memo field, and they'll get it to us. And everything's tax deductible, which is awesome.
Housekeeping, 2 things. Number 1, don't bring your dogs, please. Don't bring your dogs.
And we have a really good feature button now on the website as well, pet safety. So it can give you some good tips like take Fido out for a big walk in the morning while it's still cool, get him tired, get him set up for the rest of the day. You know, leave him home with some music on. Put on Coho 101. Let him listen to the show live, if you will. But don't bring him down to the park.
Don't bring him to the park. It's just not a good idea. Fireworks are loud, and the concussions can be difficult.
And then there's lots of people. I mean, at the height of the show, we have about 15,000 people down there, and that crowd, a lot of dogs don't do well in large crowds. So.
But I got to tell you one thing, fireworks are best close up. I mean, if you're at Walla Walla Point Park and you laid out on your blanket and you got your snacks and your beverages and you're watching the fireworks, it's the only way to watch fireworks, it's being right there.
It is, and you are just, it's just such an amazing sensation, the whole thing. The sitting underneath them and listening to the music and just being in that space, celebrating our nation's birthday. I'm just kind of a geek that way. I love this holiday because of what it represents in our
We talked
country.
about this last time you were here. We'll talk about it one more time. Parking, the best thing to do is just park at Shopko and take the shuttle because you've made it easier than ever this year.
Yes, so 7 p.m. They're going to start an hour early. They're going to start running from Shopko at 7. The last bus will leave Shopko at 9:30. We strongly encourage you to use that opportunity. We will close parking at the park most likely at about 5. It fills up. So once the parking lot there is full at Walla Walla, we'll close it. You can park at Town Toyota Center. There's some other parking lots that are doing some fundraisers down on Walla Walla Avenue, but honestly, to beat sitting in traffic, we give priority exit to the buses. So you get the nice chauffeur in, and then you get the nice chauffeur out, and you're waving at everybody sitting in the line while you're going up the down and out onto Walla Walla Ave. So
and how much does the shuttle cost,
it's
Michelle?
Free.
There you go.
It's absolutely free.
In
So
fact,
we thank our friends at Link for providing that
outside
for us.
of the beer garden, of course, if you want to buy food, and they're going to have lots of food, Dippin' Dots, pizza, food, taco truck, whatever. It costs money, obviously, and the beer and wine garden costs money. But if you're just going to go there and hang out, there's no charge.
No charge.
Everything's free, with the exception of your food and your drink and whatever else you want to do.
We have a lot of folks that bring their coolers in and do all that stuff, and it's phenomenal. It's fun to see all the families down there gathering.
And the dunk tank is a fundraiser.
Yes.
So basically, do you have any number of nonprofits who take a turn at it? Is there one is going to do the whole thing?
So Sir Wenatchee Valley is doing the whole thing, and they are donating the proceeds back to us. And I have a feeling we'll be donating some of the proceeds back to them.
Tom called me up, Tom Nees, and said, "Can you do it? Can you do the dunk tank?" And I said, "I can't because I'm working, unfortunately, on Wednesday night." And I think we'll close out with that. So here's a friendly reminder: Coho 101.1 in your FM dial and NCW Live will be both going live simultaneously at 9:30. I'll be hosting our broadcast coverage from the roof of the Town Toyota Center, where we were last year, because we discovered the best way to film fireworks is be at the same level where they explode.
Hey!
If you're filming fireworks like that, it doesn't quite work that way.
Doesn't give you the same effect.
Doesn't give you the same effect. So we'll take to the air at 9:30, as will Coho. Coho have their programming. We'll have ours. And about 9:48-ish or so, we'll tap into Coho's audio feed, and so you can if you can't make it for whatever reason, you can watch it live on the NCW Live channel. Again, about 9:48, 9:50, give or take a couple, and we will have Coho's audio simulcast on our TV station. So thanks to Elliot and Randy and the crew there. Did we get everything? I haven't. I have a feeling we're forgetting something.
I think we actually got it all, and I just want to thank you all for your support this year. You're going to be our entertainment stage sponsor, the big one, celebrating 35 years, which is awesome. And so I just am feeling good. The team's working really hard. They're super excited for another great year, and we just hope you all will come down and join us.
If people want to say, hey, I specifically want to see Brittany Jean, or I specifically want to see Jason Sims, the magician, or Elbow the Clown. Can they look at the schedule online?
A couple things. They can look at it online, or they can download the Wenatchee Valley app. And so we have a Visit Wenatchee app, and the Container app is going to have all of the information, all the schedule, all that kind of stuff, so they can do that as well.
Cool. Everybody have fun. Be safe.
Please.
And sometime, I know you're busy, but maybe sometime at the end of the week or early next week, we'll get together again and find out how it went.
Absolutely.
Fair
We
enough?
love it. Sounds good. Thanks,
All
Steve.
right. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley.
On July 4th, the United States of America turns 242 years old, and once again this year, the NCW Life Channel will bring you live coverage of the fireworks show from Chelan County PUD's Walla Walla Point Park, courtesy of these fine sponsors.
Young Bucks Landscaping and Tree Service, providing the Wenatchee Valley with quality landscape services. Vamados Junk Haulers and Moving Service. There's never a job too big or small for Vamados Junk Haulers and Moving Services.
Coverage begins July the 4th at 9:30 on the NCW Life Channel.
Yamaha ATVs and side-by-side vehicles are proven off-road. Designed, engineered, and tested in the real world, they provide the best balance of off-road capability, comfort, and confidence, delivering performance that is truly proven off-road.
So Pam, how's your mom doing?
She's okay. She's struggling. She'd like to stay in her house, and it's getting harder for her to do the daily chores.
What kinds of problems is she having?
Just basic house cleaning, you know, taking care of her house, yard work, taking care of her medicine.
Mm-hmm. It does sound exhausting.
It is very exhausting, and I always worry about her.
Aging and Adult Care can assist you or your loved one to remain comfortably and safely in their own home. Contact them today to start the conversation.
Papa Murphy's presents a fresh take on fresh. Here's the deal. If it comes from a freezer, not fresh. Box, not fresh. Bag, not fresh. Fresh means just chopped vegetables. Cheese grated by us daily. Fresh means we don't even have ovens, because you have an oven. So you can feel good about feeding it to your... Home bake a large Gourmet Delight Greek pepperoni pizza, topped with pepperoni, spinach, black olives, and feta cheese. Just $9. Papa Murphy's. Love at 425 degrees.
And we are back in the 3.5 minutes we have left. I promise I won't drop my iPhone. That's my promise to you. Dan Kuntz alongside Steve Hare taking you to the top of the hour. 59 degrees and overcast, but sunshine for the most part today. The clouds will be 86 in themselves out of here. There's your forecast. High today of 78. 83 on Wednesday for Independence Day. Light and variable wind. This is the most important thing of all, Steve, that we want to stress. We are done with the wind. It looks like we're done with it. Northwest wind today, 5 to 9, 5 miles an hour tonight, 6 to 11 on Independence Day, 6 to 8 miles an hour on Wednesday night, so no real wind at all, and that means we'll have fireworks tonight after the Apple Sox hopefully crush the Yakima Valley Pippins into a bloody pulp, and then we will have fireworks tomorrow at PUD's Walla Walla Point Park at about 9:50 or so.
And you can catch the whole celebration right here with us on NCW Live.
And we invite you to watch it on TV. We're looking forward to it, but I mentioned this with Shiloh in the interview, and I'll mention it again. Being there is really worth it.
Yeah.
You know, it just is, it's cool. It's
all the
really
oohs and the ahs.
and it's just fun. And a lot of people having a good time. The weather's going to be perfect.
Great music.
Partly,
and I hear they've got do they have a beer and wine garden too?
You have a beer garden. You know where the tennis courts are at the.
Yeah, I do.
Because you know the Washington State Liquor Control Board, to do a beer garden, you have to jump through a lot of hoops. And one of the biggest thing is it has to be a secured area, where in and out. And the tennis courts are perfect because it's got a fence all the way around it.
Perfect.
And they can do an entry and everything like that. It's a dream scenario for that. The beer garden opens at 3, I believe, and they have wine as well. So. All day. A lot of people are off today. You notice that a lot of people are taking a 3-day or 4-day week and be done with it.
Not a bad idea.
But not us, not the news. No, we got news to do. And quick heads up, in case you missed this at the start of the show. Steve and I have been up since 2. And I'm starting to feel it a little bit now, getting a tad punky.
Still hearing the ping on my cell phone.
Yeah, but you're working. What do we got for tonight's news with Grant?
Well, we got a big story coming up a little bit later on. In fact, we'll be in the courtroom in Chelan County Superior Court today for the arraignment and possible plea of the man who allegedly set the Sleepy Hollow fire. We were talking about that just prior to the first break here. Of course, 3 years ago, the Sleepy Hollow fire devastated one subdivision up in Broadview, north of Wenatchee, and of course, 30 homes were destroyed, and some warehouses were also damaged down off Wenatchee Avenue. But again, there's an arraignment this morning The man who confessed to sheriff's deputies that he did set the fire, but who's been undergoing mental evaluation at Eastern State Hospital, is set to appear in court this morning to enter a plea in that arson set fire. So we'll have that for you coming up at 5 o'clock with Grant Olson.
We'll certainly have that on our website and our Facebook page as soon as we get word of the disposition of that case.
Also
at court this morning.
have a special little feature.
We gotta go, Steve.
Oh, wow.
We gotta go.
I'm sorry about that.
Bye, everybody.